Paid ads versus organic marketing. What should you choose in 2026? 3 weeks ago, I signed a new client for digital marketing strategy, and he had been working with another coach who was teaching him sales calls, call DMs, and they had also talked about ads. So he asked me what I'd recommend, and now I'm going to tell you exactly what I told him. But I'll actually also expand on it so you understand what, why, and when to choose between the two: paid ads and organic marketing. Long story short, if I had my message nailed, yeah, this is really important, I'd 100% invest in paid ads. No matter if I were in the beginning stages of my business or now. However, things are not usually that simple, and that's what we're going to talk about today. The real problem that we have is that you are the expert. So let's talk about this nailing your messaging stuff, because being the expert is actually affecting you. So we always hear that you need to be able to speak your ideal client's language, and many times there's no clear explanation of what that means and how to do it. The problem you have is that, as I was saying, you are the expert. And that's a problem because you think more about the deliverables, general outcome, and how much doing the work you teach would impact your clients' lives. Your clients think in much simpler terms than that. So, for example, I have another business, an online language school, where we teach exam preparation and we work with adults. As an expert, I understand how studying grammar would help them achieve higher scores in both speaking and writing. Now, my clients, they feel grammar is awful. What they know is they need to pass this language exam to be able to practice their profession. This will help them feel appreciated, have more money, and free time. So I should not advertise the importance of studying grammar or how different tenses connect to different levels of language, and showing a certain level will give you a higher score, blah, 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 blah. I've already roasted you, right? Imagine my messaging being: studying these 32 units of grammar in the next 6 months will make you write and speak at an advanced level. My client, who don't give a flying fly about this, would say, I heard natives speak with grammar mistakes. Why do I have to use these tenses correctly when they don't? And then I'd have to explain the difference between everyday language and academic language for the exam, and they'd be scared, and they would probably say, oh my God, is this what I have to go through? Like, fuck being a nurse. It'll take a lot of time and it's going to be difficult. Nah, I'm out. So that's because they know what they want and I know what they need. But when I market, I need to market to their wants. So I need to learn what they want so that I can use that in my messaging, in my marketing. And in order to do that, I need to be out there where they are to start conversations and to listen to what they have to say. So when are you ready for paid ads? In short, having your niche nailed down, your offer nailed down, and your messaging is essential before you start running ads. And because most people don't have all of that, or pieces are missing, running ads is not recommended. Doing organic marketing will help you solve those problems. And once you've seen what works and what doesn't, how people respond to your marketing, then you move the winning pieces to ads. But are there any ways of nailing this messaging faster? Of course there are. But most of the time, you don't take the time to do the proper work. You focus so much on creating content that transforms you into a mediocre content creator and not an expert showing off their authority and the benefits of working with you. So what's the solution? Offer optimization. With my clients in my School of Business and Digital Marketing, we do what I call offer optimization. Now, you might say, but my offer is good. It doesn't need change or optimization. And I'm not just talking about your offer. This is related to everything connected to your offer. If you struggle with its structure and curriculum, it can be that. But if you struggle to see how you're unique in your field and how to show that off, it can be that. And if you haven't nailed your dream client or their language, it does exactly that. So it's a mix between market research, market validation, and optimization. And we take what you have or want to have and turn it into what your clients truly desire. These are steps you usually skip. Most people don't teach these because they are marketeers, so their focus is not on solving all your problems, but a very niched one, the only one they know how. As a certified teacher and trainer of trainers and entrepreneur with almost 2 decades of business and marketing experience, I see the whole picture. So for me, trying to create a marketing plan without making sure that everything related to the offer is solid just doesn't make sense. And I wouldn't do this to get ready for faster ads. This is actually a non-negotiable for any type of marketing. But let's say that words such as market research, market validation, optimization send shivers down your spine, sound scary and complicated. And like my students from my language school, you feel like running away. What should you do? Well, in that case, a lot of trial and error, a lot of doing it your way, because I need to find a faster and simpler way, and a lot of anxiety, burnout, and disappointment. So let me save you some time, money, and your sanity. Stop fucking around and do the work. So what's the step-by-step process? First, you take your offer and you write everything down again. And your dream client, even if you think you've done ideal client or dream client work before, because if you struggle even a bit, you haven't done it properly. 2, do market research. Analyze your competitors and see how they speak to your dream clients' pain points, problems, and goals. Read their reviews to see how their clients describe themselves before and after using their offer. And that's the first place where you are actually going to find your dream client's language. 3, after doing this, is there anything you'd like to change or add to your offer? Do it. 4, do market validation, which means do the scary thing of getting out there and talking to people. Get their eyes on your offer and address their concerns. And 5, optimize everything you need. Offer, messaging, sales page, mini offer ecosystem, everything that is keeping you stuck and not making you a shit ton of money. Now, and only now, you develop your marketing strategy. Not random reels and posts, but a whole strategy which meets your client in their awareness journey, which promotes a logical freebie, which transitions them smoothly into your offer and makes it the next logical step and choice. At this point, you start thinking about paid ads and organic marketing. If you feel confident, run them both. If you don't, start with organic marketing. And if you're like, oh, geez, this is so confusing still, then come and work with me. There's a solution for every problem out there. You just need to take action in one direction. So if you do decide to go for paid ads, keep it simple. 1, don't use boost post, but run ad campaigns. 2, use ad forms. That's a simple way to qualify your dream client and lower your ad spend. And don't forget to create a target audience, yeah? 3, test different formats and see what makes people take action fast. Action like going to your sales page or buying. 4, monitor their behavior. Do they get lost somewhere on the way? Like, do they see your ad and are hooked, but once they're on your sales page, they don't buy? Because this means you still have the problems I told you about earlier. There's a disconnect somewhere on your buyer's journey. And 5, keep track of all the data, analyze it regularly, adapt, and change fast. The bottom line is that those entrepreneurs you see out there smashing it aren't lazy fuckers. They do want to find the fastest and simplest way of solving their problems, but are still ready to put in whatever work is necessary and act fast. I don't think in this day and age you actually understand how important it is to act. Most of the time you get stuck, demotivated, feel alone, with no answer, instead of choosing to get your act together and do the work. By the way, if you're sitting there thinking, okay, but how do I actually build a mini offer ecosystem that works? I got you. I'm running a live workshop on exactly that. We're going to build out your mini offer ecosystem so that every piece of your content and every low ticket offer is doing a job, moving your people closer to your main program. Not random products thrown together, but a logical sequence that makes your premium offer the obvious next step. It's £11, it's live, you come, you build, and you live with clarity. And if you're ready to go deeper, if you want the full picture, the strategy, the structure, and someone who's going to hold you accountable to actually doing the work, that's what the School of Business and Digital Marketing is for. SBDM is where serious business owners stop guessing and start building something that actually works. Offer optimization, marketing strategy, the whole thing done properly with me. So there are two options, but one direction. Pick the one that's right for you, where you are right now, and take action today.